Oh hey y'all, how's it going? Fatty here, and today I am bringing you my top 2 favorite rat holes on Crystal Isles. I'm going to be doing a build guide on every map for my 2 favorite rat holes, and then maybe doing my 2 favorite mega tribes or large tribe kind of spots as well, build guides. But this one's going to be Crystal Isles. It's been requested by Vacation Time for a while, so here you go, man. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's not waste any more of your time and jump straight into it. Coming in at number 2, this one's going to be located at 43.4, 76.9. Now, this is one of my favorite spots. It's starting to get a little bit more well-known. I'm catching people building here more and more now often, but it's still one of my favorite spots on Crystal Isles. Now, when you first come in here, you got this little flat platform, which is awesome, and then you come inside of the rat hole, and it is so much bigger than you'd expect. Once we actually get everything in here, you're going to be surprised how much stuff we can cram into this little bit of an area, even a tiny little wall in here. So even if someone is able to try to get down here, it makes it really hard to throw carbs or anything else like that to try to soak it, which just makes it that much more difficult. And then, yeah, it's just a really nice spot, pretty big, and let's show you guys what the inside's going to look like. Now, I'll show you guys how I do the outside defenses after I kind of show the inside and explain the different methods that I would use to defend it. And there's 2 different ways I would, but as you guys can see, when you guys first come in, there is a huge amount of space in here. I totally forgot to turn on the turrets when I was recording this, but you know, whatever. One take, let's go, baby. So over here, I have the little death wall, right? You just got to put up a couple walls and then you put the hatches on. Just enough to really get yourself kind of covered. Then, you put some vaults underneath that entrance. I just always put some of the stuff that you're not as worried about getting destroyed near that entrance, because if someone gets past your turrets outside and stuff, they're going to try to rock it. But as you can see, you can fit a ton of stuff in there. It's kind of incredible. Now, there are a couple ways I would do defenses. Most people just kind of put a tower in the middle of it, and I find that's a little bit easy to soak, or you can actually snow owl dive around it and stuff. So what I would recommend is putting 3 different chandeliers. I would do one that just straight covers that. It makes it a lot harder for people to get in. Yeah, and it just kind of gives you that little extra sense of security and cover if you start to PvP. The next 2 I would make sure are on the edges. So your whole goal in this area is to not let people get on your platform, right? On this little ledge, then you're going to be doing really well. So if you put one on that edge to let, stop people from trying to get up on that side, and then you put that chandelier on the left side, that's going to help people kind of stay off the ledge and not be able to bum rush you on here. Then, just fence support spam. You really, like I said, the goal is just to keep people off. So if you put that chandelier just out of range, that's not going to get up on that next little ledge. It's just going to make it harder for people to get up here. So they're going to have to try to blow that spam and then kind of start to push. And it's just, the goal of defenses, in my opinion, is just to make it annoying and as frustrating and take as long as possible, right? And people just tend to give up after a certain point. So this whole area you want to spam. You don't want anybody to kind of come up and just be able to, try to grapple towards the edge and throw a stego up or something like that, because that's going to be your main enemy. Anytime I do defenses, I always think about how people would push with the stego, because that really just seems to be the meta, right? Throw some stegos, throw a tech rex, go for it. Now, the tower, I would say, again, if you're going to do the tower, you're going to skip the chandelier kind of style. The same kind of thing applies. You want to make sure you're just barely out of range of that ledge, and definitely put a pillbox or something on that ledge just to keep people away. But you want to keep it far forward enough that it just prevents people from getting up, because people aren't going to be able to soak on the ledge, especially if you have tech turrets. It's just going to help push those dinosaurs off. And especially if you get something like a kangaroo and stuff that has a little bit of kick, diplos, anything like that, you can just keep shoving people off all day. And again, name of the game is just making it annoying. So if you do that, you will be pretty well locked down. So those are 2 different methods. You can even do the chandeliers and the towers depending on the server you are and how many turrets you can have. I would recommend chandelier over tower though. And let's go on to the next one. Coming in at number 1, this one's going to be located at 40.7, 73.8. Now, this is definitely going to be a familiar one. This is King Rat. It's by far one of my favorite base locations, period. Just because people really tend to have a hard time rating this unless you're Meshers and you play on Oblivion server and the admins protect you because you're a donator and they don't even care if they're going to kill their server because they're not even going to support the content creator, the only one that's not even making servers on their shitty little server. But anyways, we're going to continue on. So if you guys want to see, I did have a pretty good PvP season. I have one last episode coming out that's going to build here. And yeah, same design. It's very similar, but this one has a little bit of anti-mesh protection inside of this. And let's show you guys that now. So on this very first ledge, I always put some kind of defenses here. If you are playing on an unofficial server, a lot of times I put a TP here it can fit it surprisingly, and it gives you good defense. I just kind of wanted to show you a basic defense though right there. And then when you come over to this side, this is the bread and butter. This is what everybody really cares about. Why does this look like it's going in slow motion right now? Anyways, I always spam this out really heavily so you can barely walk out, just to fly through and make it cinematic. I left it kind of open though. And then here's going to be your main turret wall. You can definitely put some turrets down on the bottom. I just did it on this one because it looked a little bit cleaner. But I kept those hatched really close because I put that wall a little bit too close. You want to keep it far enough that they're not going to be able to shoot rockets or anything, and it's going to be a walk to get over there. So yeah, maybe push it back a little bit further than I did, but definitely past that entrance. As you can see, this one is absolutely huge. You can fit so much stuff into here. It is kind of unbelievable how much room you got in here. I mean, this isn't even fully fleshed out, but this is showing you just the bare necessities, usually what I put in a rat hole, and there's still this much extra room. I mean, you could put rooms back there, you could breed carbs back there, is what I've done. I mean, when I was playing on this Oblivion Ark, I raised gigas in here, bloodstalkers, carbs, and stegos. All fit in here. I mean, and you can even put cliff plats up above a little bit, which is really cool. This is where I bred like stalkers and stuff like that, even a couple of stegos. I would just kind of put a couple cliff plats up here, toss them up there, and then you just grapple when you need to grab the eggs and drop them back down. But this one is really insane. Now, the only thing is I didn't realize how easily it is meshable if you have zip lines. So always just have a little bit of protection. You can't really throw tames in from the mesh very well. You have to kind of get inside of it or the tames will get stuck in the mesh. So as long as you kind of cover that up, you should be fine with a couple internals. Don't let your tribe mates take down your internals when they're going to try to rearrange your rat hole because you joined a mega tribe, not a mega tribe, but a full tribe, because then you're going to get meshed. And then you're going to have to report it to the admins and they're going to do absolutely nothing. Beware of Oblivion Ark. But anyways, when it comes to further defenses, I always put a bunch of spikes here. Again, I always say just make it annoying as possible. If they get really good control right here, it's a little bit easier for them to try to build like a little bridge up there or have a carcanos and just kind of throw stuff up in there. So I would always recommend kind of watching out for that. And then down below, you can put a ton of different chandeliers. I always put one definitely right here where I'm going to show you this one because it does have a 360 view. I do have a chandelier build guide on the channel, which actually was built on this spot in that PvP season I was actually just talking about. But down there, you definitely want to cover it up. And then the only other one that I'd say is 100% necessary is between that log right by the entrance, there is this little gap. Sometimes people try to grapple or something along those lines up there, bloodstalker in. So I usually put a chandelier somewhere over in this one. This one is never a chandelier that I think is going to last very long. It's just more to protect that spot so people don't try to do some of those cheekier methods to get inside of it. But there's a couple different places. And then I would always just spam cliff plats around this area as well. You know, you can always drop as many chandeliers as you physically can, but cliff plats are really difficult to destroy. So if you're really built up well enough that you have the extra resources, spam out. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want build guides on another rat hole or a specific map, leave a comment down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.